Hello, I'm Joe Robinson, and today I'm just going to briefly show you the college setup we've got here with the Macs, everything that goes into the MIDI setup, and I'm going to briefly show you a few different sequencing techniques that you can do on Logic. So, to start with here, obviously we've got our Mac, or a digital audio workstation, and everything really feeds off of this. This is very much the hub. So if we look back here, I've not actually been able to unplug anything because otherwise Logic it just messes itself up and it doesn't seem to want to work. So there's also an absence of a sustain pedal. But basically what would happen is the MIDI keyboard here would send a digital signal into the Mac here via this cable here. This is where, and here we have a 1/4 inch jack here for the sustain pedal. This would be an analog signal. We've got our male USB jack here, which feeds into the Mac around here, and this is our male USB jack feeding into the Mac. Over here got our M box, our DI box. Now this actually has two inputs on it. This input here can only be used as a 1/4 inch jack, so this could send an analog signal out to some headphones, for example, that we've got here, and back in here. Now input 2 here, or input 1 I should say, this can be used either as an XLR, as I'm using it right now, digital signal that you can send to a dynamic microphone such as this. This is a Shure SM58, and this is a dynamic mic, so it doesn't need any phantom power like a condenser would, for example, and it's a lot better for use on stage because it's a lot less fragile. So back to this box here, we've got our XLR here that I'm using currently, but we can also use this as a 1/4 inch jack as well. But you can't use them both at the same time. You either pick one or the other. There's a switch here as well. It says mic or DI. So yeah, you can either use one or the other. And here we have a female USB. This is a USB AB. The female USB feeds around here and ends as a male USB here. And this would feed it back into the Mac. And obviously we've got analog signal here, mouse and keyboard here, mouse here, and these also feed into the back via analog signal here. Right, okay, so now that's all explained, we can briefly get on to just showing off a couple of different automation techniques that you can use. Now I've set the tracks up because I was having some difficulties filming and then setting everything up. The signal was fluctuating, so what we've got here is a software instrument, the electric piano, and in order to get that you just press track, new, then software instrument here, and then you press create, obviously. But we've got ours here, and we've got a signal bar down here, so we'll just check we're getting some signal, and we are. Very, very nice. I'll just record a small little thing. Okay, so it doesn't want to record, but we've got signal. So we've got signal, and let's just check the mic quickly. This is an audio track. Again, to get that, you would just go track, new, and you just have audio type, and press create. Okay, so check, hello. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, we've got some output here. Just double check. The audio, hello, 1 2, yeah, we've got some input there. Alright, now I can't actually record anything right now, but basically a couple of basic sequence techniques you can use. You could record something and then select it, press A, and you'd have your automation, which I'll just show you with another example. Very quickly. Alright, so this is a pre-existing Logic project that I've got. I'll briefly just show you a couple of the techniques that I used. So we've got this alto sax, for example. Now if we wanted to change the levels and not have it all flat on one frequency dynamic wise, here we open up our automation. Now with this, basically click anywhere and you can manipulate the decibel level. See there? Okay. Another thing that you can do is quantizing. Now basically, if you weren't playing with a click, for example, and you wanted everything to sound sequenced and in time together, you could quantize it to a certain beat. Now everything I've got here has been quantized to an 8th note. Basically just select a track like so, and now we've quantized to 16th. There are all these you can quantize to, lots of different swing types. We'll just leave that as an 8th for now. And finally, I'll just show you down here. We've got, you could possibly stick some compression on, low pass filter, which I have, channel EQ. You could, yeah, basically just add these as and when you want. Yeah, okay, so that's a brief overview of our MIDI setup at college and a few different sequencing techniques.